What's up guys, welcome to the Metal Roofing channel. I'm Barnette. In today's video, we're gonna learn about the 7 cost factors that go into metal sheets and coils for the architectural metal construction industry. What this video will not cover is exact pricing for your project. So if you want exact pricing, you're gonna have to call your supplier and get a quote. There's so many factors, 7 in fact, and we're gonna cover them all today. The first cost factor we're gonna discuss is material. The most common metal roofing materials on the market today are galvalume, which is steel with a coating of aluminum and zinc that can be bare or painted, and aluminum is the second one. And that really depends on the location of your project, which you'd choose. Those are the most common that we see, and both have a different starting price based on availability, that supplier's aluminum or steel program. Other materials like copper, zinc, or stainless steel are typically carried by specialty supply houses or metal roofing suppliers that specialize in those metals, and those can be way more expensive, not only because of availability, but because of the raw materials as well. The second cost factor is the dimensions of what you're ordering. Metal roofing suppliers tend to offer standard coil widths and standard sheet sizes. If you need something cut to a custom dimension that does not fall within a standard width or a standard size, it will likely cost more due to drop cuts or custom setups. The third cost factor is material thickness. Thicker metals will cost more, like for example, 24 gauge steel is going to be more expensive than 26 gauge steel. 24 gauge is the standard thickness used for standing seam metal roofs, as it offers more rigidity and strength than thinner metals, is less susceptible to oil canning, and is more likely to have available engineering and testing. Although metal thickness will affect the cost of ordering coils and sheets, other considerations such as the region you're located in can significantly impact the price as well, which is our fourth cost factor, region. Where you're located and where you need your order delivered can play a huge role in the final cost. If you're located in an isolated region, freight may cost more since delivering your products requires that much more effort. On the other hand, if your metal roofing supplier is local, you may be able to pick up at their location, which will take away the cost of freight entirely. The markets in different regions will vary as well, and often drive costs up or down. In areas where metal roofing is very popular and a lot of different suppliers are vying for market share, prices for materials might drop. More isolated regions or areas where metal roofing isn't as popular could see fewer options and thus higher prices. Keep in mind, however, that if product prices seem too good to be true, they probably are, and you could be buying products that aren't the quality you're looking for. Be sure you're doing your research and finding a reliable supplier. One of the more obvious cost factors is quantity, and I'm not talking about if you buy more, you're gonna pay more. What I'm actually talking about is bulk pricing. So if you buy more, you're gonna pay less for each single quantity item. And this really depends on your supplier, your relationship with them, how much you buy on a regular basis. You might be able to get into a bulk pricing program, so that will just depend on your unique situation. Number 6, the paint system is gonna affect the cost of your metal sheet or coil. The coating you choose for the metal and the paint system, whether it's polyvinylidene fluoride, which is PVDF, or silicon modified polyester, SMP, also affects the cost. A paint system like PVDF is more expensive than SMP, as it's a premium product with excellent color retention, chalking and fading resistance, better warranty coverage, and cool metal roofing properties, so that all plays a factor. Another thing is color choice also plays a role in the final cost. There are standard colors that most suppliers have, and then also premium colors. So for example, for Sheffield metals, metallics and textured low gloss colors are gonna be a little bit more expensive than standard colors, and custom colors are gonna be even more expensive than that. The final cost factor is something that everyone is familiar with: market fluctuations. Everybody's very familiar with the supply chain issues that happened during 2020 and 2021, the global events, international conflicts, anything like that that can affect the supply chain will end up affecting the final cost that you're paying for metal sheet and coil. The reason is these are affecting raw materials, not just their production, but also their shipment. And all this ends up getting passed to the bottom line, the end user of that steel and coil. So those are the 7 cost factors of metal sheet and coil. Again, if you want specific pricing, a specific quote for your job or your project, contact Sheffield Metals at sheffieldmetals.com. Comment down below with any questions. As always, I'm Barnette. We'll catch you next time.